はいどうも抹茶さん。
はいどうも、抹茶さんどうも。ああ、ネジさんもどうも。
モロンベです、ネジさん。
あれダッシュ切り替えをオンにしちゃう。
はいどうも、私が来たぞい、ペプシダディさん。
はい、ペプシマンどうも。北ジョイってなんだ。一隻だけあっちに出てんな、船。
5分寝てすっきりしたでしょ。朝まで放送しましょうね、アスキーアート。
いや、しねえわ。しかも寝てねえよ。
わことって、いろるさ
あ、
ん。
ことって、あいちろさんどうも。
いや、渡辺さん。
はい、渡辺さんどうも。
何笑とんねん。
いや、YouTube の画面見て笑っちゃった。もう早速低評価ついてた。
ラチアンチ先輩、ほら、抹茶さん。栄養価先輩こんばんは、ヒロミさん。
hero named Sigurd, son of Sigmund, no less. Born after his father's death, Sigurd is cared for by the dwarf Rain. But Rain does not love the boy. Instead, he plans to use him for his own ends. You see, Rain's father possessed a great treasure given to him by the gods. But Rain's brother, Fafnir, killed his father and took the gold all for himself.
おお、びっくりしたわ。
Treasure out on a
遅い
hill.
ぞ、超低
遅いぞ。いや、遅くねえよ。アイテムさんどうも。
In his heart, he turned into a dark creature, a dragon.
別になんもないのか。
A great beast guards Helheim. Garm is its name, and it knows you are here, Senua. It can smell your stink. What are you afraid of, Senua? How will you save Dillion if you are too much of a coward to step into the shadows?
They can't stop me.
Then do it! The beast is stalking you from the shadows. Your sword is useless here.
剣役に立たねえの？抜いた意味ねえじゃん。松明を手に入れよう。暗くなっちゃった。パワーくらい。おお。
It's me, Senua. So loud.
It's not her.
So full of hate. Just want to help them. Tell me what to do. Your father wants them to go away. And he only hurts me to silence them. But he's gone now. But they always come back. He says I will die if I go with them. They say that I'm already dead. No, and that they want me with them. Stop! That's why they crawl through the walls. Don't listen. Do you see them? Do you see their faces? He's coming. Senua, help me. Help, get me out of here. Don't go. Where has she gone? She's disappeared again. She shouldn't be here.
わあ、出た出たわ、また来た。文字探し。
She can't remember when it started. When her mother lost her smile.
文字探しの時間です。
Gazing past her towards a world she could not
メイ
see.
ン規定
This is what happens if you reach for the underworld, he said. It was a lot to take
オ
in
ー
as
ガ
a
ー、オーガー
child.
さん。ああ、得意のやつ。
どの国のやつじゃねえよ。はい、おばさんどうも。
Chill of fear. I don't talk much about her father. Zenbel. I suppose I just didn't want to risk upsetting her. But it doesn't matter now, does it? She'll have to go in.
こっち行けるわけじゃないのか。まずいまずいまずい。光の中に生えてなんかあれな、アランウェイクみてえだな。うん、あるのこれ。この明るいとこ以外いられないんだよね。松明どっかで手に入んのか。向こう行っちゃまずそうだよな。こっち先かな。あるね。あ、松明あった。
オーガーさん、さすがです。
さすがです。さすがでしょ。これでルーン文字が見つかる。
Rain the dwarf's sole desire is to possess this dragon's accursed treasure, and he uses Sigurd to reclaim it. He tells Sigurd the story of Fafnir's gold, and the good-hearted hero promises to slay the dragon if Rain would forge a strong sword for him. Sigurd remembers that his father once possessed a sword given to him by Odin. Odin broke the sword to bring about Sigmund's death, but Sigurd's mother still has the pieces. And so Rain reforges the famous sword. Sigurd uses the sword first to avenge his father, and then he and Rain go in search of Fafnir.
ここら辺であんのか。え？
オーガさん、あそこだよ。
あ、いや、あそこだよじゃねえ。どこだ。ここ。ここは関係ないの。こっち来ちゃうと消えちゃうもんな。こっちじゃないんだよ。ここら辺なんだよな。
オーガさん、あそこから見てあっちの方向だよ。
いや、わかんねえ。わかんねえな。この線は関係あんのかな。いやー、関係ねえか。おっとどこだ。
どこだレジさん。
どこだどうですか。こっち側行ってもまだ出てんのかな。ああ、ここら辺でも出てるってことは、あそこだ、ルーンが見えるか。ああ、これか。あった。これだ。火つけないとダメか。あった。あっち関係ねえじゃん。それは見つかんねえよ。
やったね、レジさん。
やったね。
オーガさん、そこ。抹茶さん。
なんね。これで1個。あと2つ。 おお、敵急に敵出た。うそ。わあ、結構狭いところで出るな、敵。いって。眩しい。眩しい。
頭配信はこのロンベウ売り虫さん。
走って松明を取る。あ、これか。はい、売り虫さんどうも。あ、この血の文字怪しい。
モロンベウ、たまりさん。
あった。はい、サマリさんどうも。あと一つだ。
さすがです。マスターモロヘイヤ、抹茶さん。
さすがでしょ。いやー、はい、りょうさんどうも。
オーガさん、やっとわかったか。
やっとわかったからね。こっちあれだよな、さっき来たところだから。違うよな。じゃあつけとくか。あ、ここつけらんねえのか。あと一つだな。ここ開かないんだよね。
オーガさん、そこはつけられないんだよね。
ね、つけられないんだよねってなんだよ。ね、なんかやったことある風に言うんじゃねえよ。やったことないでしょ。
オーガさん、
いや、ないんじゃねえよ。また敵出んのかな。だ P だ P。
シャキクモクシロクさん、モロヘイヤちゃんおやすみ。
はい、おやすみなさい、どうも。お疲れ様です。
オーガさん、P はわかりやすいとこにあったよね。
P はわかりやすいところにあったよね、じゃねえ。あ、あったあったあった、本当だ。
Do you feel it? The beast is crawling into your mind, searching for weakness. It found your mother.
これで終わりか。
オーガさん、やっとか。
やっと。
R が大変だったね。
ね、R が一番ダメだったな。
They told me she escaped the darkness. That she's with the gods. But what if they lied? What if the darkness took her and trapped her here?
R にうなされるね、抹茶さん。
ね、ある。
アドブパートがほとんどなんだね、渡辺さん。
だね。こっちアドベンチャーメインでおお、でかいの来たな。たまに戦闘がある感じだね。おお。
頭だー。エクシダ
ね、
さん。
頭落っこっちゃった。
オーガさん。あ、落ちた。
The time you suffered as a child at the hands of your father seemed no one pine for Dillion. Do you remember that darkness, Senua? The beast is bringing it back.
Mother, why did you leave me? This darkness, it's spreading. Father's keeping me away from the others. Away from Tilly. I won't give up. I'm not going to rot in here. I'm going to find Tilly.
このカメラ目線で語り合ってくのは何なんだろう。下降りなきゃなんないんじゃないのこれ。
オーガさん。ロバート。
いやロバートじゃねえ。
素人だから超人。
素人だからってなんだ。俳優とかじゃないでしょ。
The beast is down there. No. She knows the beast is down there. He's always watching you. The beast is there. You're never safe from it. You can feel him. Be careful. She needs to find him. She's lost it and she has to fight it.
こ
Leave the torch and light.
そこくぐるのかやっぱり。わあ、出た R 出たわ R。 そして敵も出た。
オーガさん。このゲームは何周くらいする予定ですか
？1周しかしないよ。
オーガさん。うん。
いや、じゃない。いてー。フォーカスナウ、フォーカスナウ。 おお、まだいた。いって、もう一人いた。
こんばんは、25さん。
はい、25個目さんどうも。こんばんは。危ないよ。危ないよ。まだいいのか。あ、後ろにもいた。うっそ。
太田さん、敵を絶対だからこんなの楽勝だね。
ねえ、楽勝楽勝。楽勝、楽勝だわ。あー、やばいやばいやばい。いやー、囲まれてる囲まれてる。いえ。あー、死んじゃったよ。いやー、楽勝楽勝。
さあ、たまりさん。モロヘイヤだ、囲め囲め、アスキ
いや、
ヤー
囲め囲めでね。まだ死んでないの。いて。どっちかとりあえず倒したいよな。痛い。あー、まずい。
痛そう、たまりさん。
痛いね、痛い。またか。あ、終わった。ああ、終わった。そして R の時間だわ。あ、まずいまずいまずい。松明、危ね。危ね。松明忘れてた。あ、これっぽいかな。というわけじゃない。上行けるとこないよな。あ、こっち行けんのか。これかな。なんかここら辺、これ怪しいよな。あ、あったあった。
激しい んの後はパズル、29さん。
ね。
大田さん。モロさんなら見つけられるはず。
もう見つけたよ。見つけた。余裕だわ。
大田さん。すごい。
すごいじゃね。これ松明消えちゃうじゃん。
大田さん、咲き誇るな、低評価するよ。
低評価。どうぞしてください。結構飛び飛びだよな、これも。全部見つけてないよ。
So Sigurd digs a pit in the dragon's path and lies in wait in it. When Fafnir slithers overhead, Sigurd sinks his sword into the dragon up to the hilt.
またか。
Sigurd leaps from the pit, and Fafnir sees his killer. He warns Sigurd that the treasure will lead to his death. As it led, though Sigurd kills the dragon, Rian wants to keep Fafnir's gold all for himself.
いやまだやってねえし。あったじゃねえ。
So he drinks its blood and asks Sigurd to roast Fafnir's heart for him. Sigurd does so, but when he touches the roasted heart, Sigurd is done. He burns his finger.
これか。
Without thinking, he licks his finger and tastes the dragon's blood. In that moment,
あれでも
he understands the language of birds and hears them talk nearby.
影か。そこにもう火つけないとダメなんだな。あっちどうやって行くんだ。ここから行ける？あれ向こうが行けねえな、でもこれだと。ん？これ降りられる？いや、降りらんないか。これあるだけか。あの橋どうやってやんだ。これでもう OK なのかな。やっぱダメだよな。あれでも開いてる？てか元から開いてたのかこれ。
大田さん、
怖いね、怖い。超怖い。これで多分いけんのかな。できたできた。 おお。
She can't help but think of him.
オーガさん、どういうことやぞ。
そういうことやぞじゃねえ。つってももう本当に終わりそうだな。
The more she convinced herself that there was nothing beyond its reach. How little separates us from what we fear.
Before Rain kills him. Sigurd should find Brynhild, the
うわー、
Valkyrie, who sleeps an enchanted sleep.
いやー、嫌なアトラクションだわこれ。
Sigurd heals the birds of
怖え。
He kills Rain, eats Fafnir's roasted heart, and takes Fafnir's treasure. And he embarks on a new quest to ride to Hinderfell and find Brynhild, the Valkyrie.
Come back to me. Come back. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Come back to me, son.
I'm coming for you.
ああ、消えちゃった。
I'm coming.
まずいよまずいよ。
やたら手が出てくるのね、たまりさん。
ね、手出てくるよね。どうしたどうしたどうした。ん、いや、見えねえ見えねえ見えねえ。どうなってんの。いや、わかんねえわかんね
オーガさん、怖い。
え。いや、全然わかんねえんだけど。いやいやいやいや、これ全然わかんねえよ。なんだよ。道見えねえし。
怖い、たまりさん。怖い、たまりさん。
怖い。ひたすらあれかな、前進すればいいのかな。いやいやいやいやいや。
オーガさん、ディープウェブで見つけてきたゲームですか？顔とかアップ怖い。わら、たまりさん。
ディープウェブ？ディープウェブってなんだ？
I hear you. I'm coming for you. I'm coming. Dillian, I see you.
あ、
No,
こいつか。
you're not taking it from me.
え、戦うのこれ。頭見つけた。
I am leaving with him.
サイコブレイクにこんなやつおったな、渡辺さん。
ああ、ワンにね。小田がメガネ落とすやつ。
モンハンか、抹茶さん。
おお。うわあ、なんか入ってる。おお、見えない見えない見えない。おぶね。おお、ちょっといつまでこれなんの。パリーしろってことなのかな。うわー、ちょっと危ない。
メガー、抹茶さん。
あ 危ないよ。どうなってんだろう。いや、さっぱりわかんねえ。
サイコブレイクに、ヒョロさん、出演してたってダブルモロンベです。慎太郎さん。
あれ、慎太郎さんどうも。これ、マジでどうすんだろう。ああ、やっぱパリーしないとダメなの。いいで。うわー、またか。どこだ。ああ、突進もこれパリできんだ。いて。までまだ。あぶね。倒した。お。あ、倒せたっぽい。いや、生きてた。生きてた。え？ああ、いいのか。
Evil as an unnatural, invisible force, and so invoke the gods for protection. But evil can come from the hand behind the gods. A familiar hand, cold and cruel. He tried to fix her with his.
オーガさん、教えた通りやれたね。
教えて、いや、教わってねえわ。教えた通りやれたね。入るなってみさんどうも。
Or the monster that her father had become. She couldn't fight them both. And so she left, headed for the one ray of light that shone down on her. If she had stayed, she wouldn't have survived. But maybe Delian would still be alive. I'm so sorry, my love. She will save his soul, even if this time.
微妙な肉体の裸のおっさんが出てきたんだけど。
Forgive me, Senua. I know you have no reason to trust me anymore. But believe this.
オーガさん、落とした骸骨回収できたんだね。うなてみさん、サービス。
回収できた。
All this time, I've wanted to protect you from the truth that would have destroyed you a long time ago. But you have conquered your darkness at every turn. You deserve to see behind the veil of darkness.
Then take me to the mountain to trust you, as deep as we can go.
I won't stand in your way.
うなてみさん、髪の毛に何かついてるよ、取ってあげて。
髪の毛になんかついてる？いや、ついてないよ。
芋けんぴかな、アスキーアートさん。
芋けんぴじゃねえよ。
I won't let the darkness trick me again.
あれこれどうすんの？
I know you're safe with the gods. I can feel Hela's gaze, searching for secrets inside me.
降りらんないよね。
Secrets that even I can't see.
ああ、そこ
I'm
に
not here to fight my past.
はしごがあるのか。
I'm here for Delia.
あくびネジさ。
うんん、あくび。
I will fulfill my
あ
vow,
くびです。
whatever the cost.
みるみるさん、嘘あくび。
はい、ミルビーズ。
アスキーアートさん。
いや、寝首隠すじゃ
大
ね
田さん、眠たいアピールしだしたの。
眠たいアピールしだしたな。
わらわら、
そうそう。
サマリさん。
あくびすると嘘あくび。いや、
よくない、売り虫さん。
嘘あくびじゃねえよ。あれそっちの階段は？
She has to fix it. It's too dangerous. She's done it before. She can't fix it. She's done it before. She can. She can. She will do it again. How will she do it?
ああ、これがあんのか。
The Northmen say the world will come to an end. They call this
クリナがクリアできちゃいそうな感じだよな。
first. There will be a terrible winter, 3 years long. Then
もうちょい頑張れば。
time will turn on itself. Brothers will fight each other to the death, and people will forget what they owe their kindred.
うなてみさん、結構あっさりだったね。
Crying.
なんかね。
大田さん、朝の変な時間に遊ぶからだよ。
ね。なんであんな時間にゲームやり始めたの？夜中の2時頃から。
Would walk where children played.
何やってんだよ、大川さんは。ん？あ、くっつけないとダメ。
毎日これくらい放送してくれていいんやで、アスキーアートさん。
やだよ。
大田さん、変な時間から見てるバカもいるしね。
ね。あ、これで半分。
うなてみさん、もろさん、今日も寝つけないで。
寝つけないで。
なんでやだの、たまりさん。
なんでやだの？なんでやだのって。ゴロさん、今日も寝つけ。いや、寝つける。もうすぐだよ。おお。痛いよ。いった。いや、多くない？おお、ちょっと4人？
すげえ、サマリさん。
おお。
It's nearly over. No, focus. It's building. It's building. Get out of the way!
もう終わったかなあ、終わった。
How will she do?
パリした時のエフェクトがあれ
What will she do?
大田さん、 さすがです、スーパーバトルマスター。
かっこいいんだけど、たまに眩しい時があるの。いや、スーパーバトルマスターじゃね
扉の開閉イリュージョン、アスリートさん。
扉の開
No one can bargain with Helen. What can she give her? She could give her her rose. No. She'd rather die.
これで向こうが行きゃいいのか。
But it's all she has to give. She has a warrior soul. What more could she give? A cursed soul. Of course she is, no matter what she does. She can see it. The bridge. She can't cross the bridge. It's broken. She has to fix it. It's too dangerous. She's done it before. You have to fight on. The final battle. Get his soul back. It's the final task. Yes, it is.
いや、まだ行けないよ、
This
そっ
isn't
ち。
just a broken bridge, is it? Mother, you showed me how to see further. To see the hidden wonders in our world and explore new paths into the unknown.
力はやれないのか
To lead so that others may
な。これ
follow.
だとで
Or
きな
to
さそう。
warn so that they may avoid. That is our gift and our duty. I'm not going to look away in fear anymore.
ルナテミさん、ジャンプしてみよ。
いや、ジャンプしてみようじゃない。ほら、できたできた。橋がかかった。
オーガーさん、モロ2の得点気になるな。
得点気になる？マジで？
Illusion. She's found a way. There's a way.
お
She can see it. She must align herself. She can do it. There's no... She aligns herself. It's there.
もうあと2つだもんね、これも。もう終わりだよな。あれ、あかね。
The land of the giants will thunder with the sound of their army on the move. The gods will assemble. The dwarves will leave their stones. The frost giants will come from the east. The Midgard serpent will turn up the waves. Eagles will scream and tear at the corpses with their yellow beaks.
ルナテミさん、2時か3時には終わりそう。
これで通れるようなんだ。やっぱ敵出た。おお。いや、これもパリできたんだな。それとも剣が変わったからできるようになったの。痛い。
ルナテミさん、やわりもろさんアクションうまいわ。
アクションマジ。ああ、うっそ、この二人。おの。
わらわら、たまりさん。わらわら、抹茶さん。
やべやべ、いや相手
鬼畜になってまいりました抹茶さん。
危ないよ。はあ、盾もいやいやいやいやいやいやいやいや。あ、でもこいつだけだと。
うなてみさん、さらに増えて笑う。54さん。
ねえ、後ろから来るんだよね。あ、まだいんの？エフェクトがすげえかっこいいんだけどね、アクション。
大川さん、どんな感じでやればいいよ。
これでな、赤狼みたいに印刷的なやつがあるともっと爽快感ありそうだけど。そんな感じでやればいいよじゃねえ。何様だよ。
The Northmen say that at Ragnarok, the gods will face a ship full of their foes, which Loki has steered to Asgard. It carries the fire giants, the wolf that will eat the sun, and all kinds of dark creatures. Surt will join them with his sword of fire. The cliffs will crash, trolls will walk the land, men will tread the road to hell, and the heavens will split open.
あ、これで橋全部つながった。
大川さん、やっと分かってきたね。
やっと分かってきたねじゃねえ。何なんださっきから。
ルナテミさん、日本のスポーツ監督みたいでアドバイスさん。
いやアドバイスされてねえんだけど。そんな感じでやればいいとかしか言われてねえんだけど。
ようやく我々の指示が実を結んだね。
いや、指示されてねえよ。何なんだよ。
よしよしよし、56
いや、よしよしよしよしじゃね
え。鍛えた甲斐があったね。
え。鍛えられてねえよ。
大川さん、そういうことやぞ。
いや、そういうことやつじゃねえよ。おー、またか。おー、危ねえよ。
今の感じを忘れんようにな、ヒロルさん。
いや、何様なんだ。危ねえ。危ないっつうの。あー、出た斧。いて。ああ。あれ、なんかあっちから来てる。いや、転ばされま落ちろ、もう落ちねえのか。
事大事、落ち着いてく。
危ないよ。あ、まだいる。おお、お前か。
モロさんの脳を見るたび大脳っていう癖直した方がいいよ。アスキーアートさん。
いや、おかしくね。もうそんな言ってないよ。あ、危ない危ない。俺そんな言ってないはずだけど。あ、やべやべ、ちょっと。いや、ちょっと多いよ。危ない。いって。おお。あれ、どっちから来たんだっけ。あれ、あ、こっちか。あれなんだ。鏡じゃないのか。鏡。
We don't want to die. I don't want to die. Senua, stop. Turn back. Stop. Stop her. Why would she stop to die? She would stop. 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 I don't want to die.
I'm sorry. I didn't ask you to be a part of me. If you don't want to die with me, then leave me alone.
オーガさん。まあそんな感じでもクリアできるから。
それはなんだ。
There is nothing to go back to.
We only have each other now. Don't abandon me.
Everyone suffers. They were right about me.
Listen to me, not them. They were afraid. Like children scared of the dark.
So was I.
They made up monsters to fill the void. That doesn't make them real.
They made them real.
No!
Follow your soul and let go of the Senua of old. For there lies your weakness, and the darkness will find it.
It's not like the old stories, is it?
オーガさん。
The noble warrior
話がよく
facing
わからない。
victory and honor. Clear dividing lines.
結構取ってないよね、文字。
Oh, this place is not quite like that. It's as if it knows that true torment lies within. Memories you cannot defeat, cannot escape. This is her hell.
半分焼けてる。
抹茶さん。
レアじゃん。
You see it, Samuel? You see the darkness, faces of fear and suffering. I see it.
I remember it clearly now.
She has nothing to fear anymore. The gods have saved your mother. Through my hand.
You killed her.
It is the will of the gods.
Fuck the gods! You did this to her! Why?
うなてみさん、プレイヤーが感じて考察してねって感じだよな。
They crawl into your soul and rot.
そんな感じなのかね。
Defy the gods like your mother, and the darkness will come for you too. You understand, son?
魔女？たまりさん。
魔女。なんだろうね、魔女。魔女狩りなのかね。
You cursed me with your own madness. I was just a child. You created this darkness.
オーガさん、彼氏がやられたみたいな話じゃなかったんだ。
まあ最初はなんかそれで来てたよね。
Only suffering brings salvation. It is the way of the gods.
It was all a lie. You are a lie. She didn't defy the gods. She defied
いや、
you.
でかくない？
怖い、わら、たま
いや、
りさん。
怖いね。怖い。超でけえんだけど。
Prayed to your mother. Your mother, who was too weak to fight the darkness and abandoned you.
You tortured her. You killed her.
おー。いや、これは勝てないんじゃないの、さすがに。
Years of
うなて
isolation.
みさん、ワンダと巨像みたい。
なんだと。
Towards you. It was the only way to fight the curse within you.
うなてみさん、いや真実か。
You're a liar.
No, Samuel. The darkness is here. You can't push it away. And it watches you draw your last dying gasp.
I won't let you kill me.
いや、後ろから来てた。おいおい、危ねえ。あ、よく返したの。おお、いや、すげえ多くね。でもなんかあんま耐久力はない化石いっぱい出てくるけど。 ああ、まずいまずい。モロタイム。でももう今ゲージない。いや、多いなあ、でも本当に。おお。いや、こいつちょっと後回しだな。後ろのやつ邪魔。危ないよ。いてくっそ横からちゃちゃ入れられるもん。
I can see through your darkness. You're a liar and a murderer. And if you really are Hela, then I have a sword here that can kill a god.
なにこれ？フォーカス？違うか。
あれいや64さん。
You are いやなんということだろう。あれ64個目さんでも。お？これはどうすんだ？フォーカスで足が作れるとかじゃないの？ああ、近づく。おお。
Run forward, moving backwards to wallow in your miserable past. You're making a mistake searching for Dillion.
ああ、これまた出る、もしかして。
モロンペのせいえらい遠いな。65さん。
えらい遠い。ああ。やっぱゲーム音がでかい。
I'm trying to save you from yourself. You saw them, it is a lie. The plague of darkness, the butchering of Dillion by the Northmen. You saw it yourself.
You told everyone I was cursed. They believed you. I believed you.
Tell me, Senua, where is Dillion's soul if the darkness is alive? How you saved him?
He's here. I know he's here.
また戦闘っすか。
Dillion, I know you're here. Hold on. I'll find you.
うわ、なんかでっかい剣持ってんな。あれこいつあれか。炎のやつ。うわ、ボスラッシュ？
ルナセミさん。お、いい曲。
いや違う、同じ敵がいろいろ姿変わって、いや違うな、なんかいやちょっと待って、これボス2体とか出てきてるのこれ。いて。おお。 ギャー。おお。倒した？
Damian! Where is he? You're trying to trick me again with your lies. I know he's here. You took him from me. You have him.
あれちっちゃくなった。ちっちゃくなってる。
Or what? What can you do to me that you haven't already?
あれ
Fight me.
ラマリさん
いて。
Where that's got you. Let go of your battle. Let go of redemption. Let go of Billion.
めっちゃ綺麗な英語やなこのメス。68
マジで綺麗なの。あいやー、いやってなんだよ。なんでこのやられボス、あいや中国人。
この中国人がわらわら69さん。
いや多くね。
めっちゃ微妙な中国語が聞こえた。アスキーラートさん。
危ね。
多いね、レジさん。
ね多いよ。いやすげえ多いな本当に。おお揺れる。あなんかターゲットが変わってる。どれがターゲットになってるのかいまいち分かりづれえな。あいや
ウィトンダール73さん。
おおなんかたまになんかまたこの出てきた。
なんやこのでかいスケキヨは74さん。
うわちょっといや汚くねえなんかたまにひるむんだけど無限脇なのかね。なんかこのひるむの何なんだこれ。こいつ狙えってことなのかな。いやでも当たってないよな。 全然見えねえ。どうなってんだろう。いった。ああいつかちょ
ルナテミさん、まさか文字探し？
文字探しいや、ここで文字探しはない。てか敵めっちゃ多いんだけど。てかこの昼間されるのがすげえ厄介なんだけど。ああ死んじゃう死んじゃう。あまただよ。いや危ね
エストノンで75さん。
いやエストないわはい。いや痛え。あれなんかすげえ動きが遅くなってきてない？これ終わんのかこれ。こいつ狙わないとダメなのか。相手にターゲットいかねえからな。うわ来たな。いやなんか視界も悪くなってきてねえか。いや後ろがいつの間に後ろ来た。これ負けイベってことないよね。本当に無限脇なのか。なんかよくわかんねえな。
戦うのじゃダメな気がしてきた。なんかどんどん湧いてくるね、たまりさん。
ね。うわー くわかんねえな。どうすんだろうな。いて。
Let go of your battle. You don't have to fight anymore. Killing yourself.
ああ、やられた。いや、負けイベなんかい。やっぱり。なんだよ。
うなてみさん、あ。負けイベかい、ねじさん。
負けイベなんかい。
うなてみさん、わらわら、気づかなかったのですか？
気づかなかったのですかじゃねえ。
なんだよ、たまりさん。
なんだよ。剣取られちった。
And I can't save Diane.
うわ、笑ってる。
Is that what you want me to believe? After all you've done to me? And to him? You're not a lie, but you're a liar! You crawled into me to confuse me and deceive me. But I know he's here. I know you have him. I'll give you my life. That's what you want, isn't it? My soul. Take it. I'll be a slave for you. I'll fight with you at Ragnarok. If you release it.
because I've got nothing left. No fear. No hate. No quest. Nothing. You will have no power over me.
うわぁ、刺された。
うわぁ、ネジさん。
I learned the hard way to not be afraid of death, Sarah. Because a life without loss is one without love. You turn your back on death, and all you can see is the shadow that it casts.
円拾ってあげただけなのにめっちゃ怒られてつい刺してしまったの。アスキーヤードさん。
そう。煽られちったからね。お前じゃ私を殺せないです。
When our time comes, we must look death in the eye and embrace it as a friend. Only then can we let go of our fear. And emerge from our darkness.
てか最初でかかったの何だったんだろうな、こいつ。通常のサイズまで戻ったけど。
Never forget what it is like to see the world as a child, Senua. Every autumn leaf is like a work of art. Every rolling cloud a moving picture. Every day a new story. We too emerge from this magic, like a wave from the ocean, only to return to
あ、殺しちゃった。
Do not mourn the waves, the leaves, and the clouds. Even in darkness, the wonder and the beauty of this world never leaves us. It is always there, waiting to be seen again.
Oh no. Oh. It's the rot. The darkness is back. The darkness is working. Wait. 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 What is it? It feels... It's different. It feels... It's okay. Is it okay?
This is where my story once began. And so it has to end here. Because I cannot see further than this.
Follow us. We have another story to tell.
My friend, go with her. This now will be your story to witness. Goodbye.
あ、終わったの？これで終わり？
クリア？レジさ
あ、
ん。
終わったね。
たまりさん。
終わった終わった。
ルナジュミさん、なんだかな。
なんだかな。最後あれ倒れたやつ何だったんだじゃ
あ。クリア84点。
クリアしちゃった。
頭蓋骨は誰のかしら。85さん。クリアおめでとう。レジさん。
頭蓋骨はあれなんじゃないの、その彼氏のなんじゃないの。あ、いや、うるせえ、うるせえわ。
ダスモド、ウリムシさん。
いや、クリアしてあるかじゃねえよ。
パチパチパチ、たまりさん。
パチパチ。
クリアしてんじゃん。
クリアしてんじゃん。クリアしちゃった。
当分使わせてもらおう。わらわら。
当分使わせてもらおうじゃねえよ。最後ボス。わかんねえ。わかんねえ。
もろ頑張ったね。
もろ頑張ったね。はい、93超えたどうも。
ストーリーに置いていかれ、ゲーム中では迷子になり大変でしたね。アートさん。彼氏の頭、95歳。
彼氏の頭。ね、頭蓋骨。
特にあるがね、レジさん。
特にあるがね。まさかね、こんなにアドベンチャー寄りだと思ってなかったな。
Change just illusion, always trying to change you.
「早送り」とかあんのかな。
おやすみ、渡辺さん。
おやすみ、おやすみ。早送りなさそうだな。あ、でも終わりか。急に日本語に最後出てきた。精神病とメンタルヘルスについてより詳細を知りたい方は以下をご覧ください。え
みなけもろさん。
いや、みなきゃもろさんじゃね
ななつみさん。わらわら。わらわら。たまりさん。みるみるさん。みよう。
いや、見ようじゃない。普通に終わったな。そうか、こんな感じなんだ。ドキュメンタリー。警告。
Stormy seas and lost souls.
Who is it?
She's dreamt of this before.
It's coming. Is it?
They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts, and fears, as seen by our inner eye.
忍者セオリーかよ。アスキーアートさん。
そうだよ、忍者セオリーだよ。
Is always dreaming, even when awake.
DMC を作った忍者セオリーだよ。
Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people fear seeing the world through her eyes. Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is a video game about Senua, a Celtic warrior on a vision quest into Viking territory. But what sets our hero Senua apart is that she suffers from
重度の精神疾患を患っている。
The original idea for Hellblade was to create a classic hero's journey, a journey of suffering, but one where the fantasy world is not another planet or alternate universe, but a world that is constructed in Senua's mind. But to do so would mean putting psychotic mental illness at the center of the experience, a subject that is still considered taboo, and a challenge that was both terrifying and exciting in equal measure. In Hellblade, the starting point was a newly discovered Celtic goddess called Senuna in Ashwell, Hertfordshire. When first discovered, her name was thought to be Senua, a name which I liked and kept. I wondered if Senua might have been a Celtic warrior like Boudica who stood up to the Romans. While the Romans had conquered all of Europe, there was a group of Celts up in the furthest reaches of the Roman Empire that could not be conquered, the Picts. And so the Romans built a wall, called Hadrian's Wall, that spans across Britain from sea to sea to keep the Pictish barbarians at bay. The Picts were known for their war paint, painted on with woad, and their matted hair clumped with lime. And so Senua would be a barbarian Pict in this image.
What's your name?
Senua,
I haven't seen you before.
I don't live home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait.
Orkney is off the coast of Scotland and was inhabited by the Picts, steeped in history and mystery, and so I made Orkney Senua's home, and set the stage for a crisis. In the late 8th century, the first Vikings landed on the Orkney Islands. The population of the Picts crashed thereafter, replaced by the Norsemen of the 9th century. Were they wiped out? We don't know for sure, but it would seem likely given the reputation of the Vikings. The Northmen's brutality is legendary. High-ranking leaders and chieftains of the tribes they conquered were often offered as sacrifice to their gods. The most brutal of these sacrifices was known as the Blood Eagle. I imagine Senua as a young female warrior who returns home from exile to find her partner, Dillion, brutally sacrificed to a Norse god by these hellish warriors from a faraway land. I imagine the horror of this moment and how it would have dragged her deep into mental torment.
No!
I came to learn that the Celts had a sophisticated and nuanced perspective on the nature of mental disorder. One term they used was Gelt. A Gelt is a man or woman who has been driven mad by a curse, battle trauma, or grief. The Gelt would take to a life in the woods in search of penance, punishment, and purgation. And so Senua became a Gelt, cursed by darkness, looking for redemption in the wilds. Another word the Celts used in reference to mental disorders was Druth, meaning fool, or liar, one who utters the words of God.
途中で出てきてたおっさん。
Sinner who flees battle into exile and takes on a beastly nature, growing feathers on his body. The character called Druth in Hellblade is based on a little-known person called Findan, an 8th century Irish Celt who was captured and enslaved by the Vikings, but eventually escaped to Orkney where he became a monk.
I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Upon meeting Senua, it would be his stories that fuel her quest deep into their world of gods.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end.
The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, flames will play against the sky,
The heavens and earth and all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla and people everywhere.
しかも、珍しいボスも3体ぐらいしか出てないか。
So the stage was set for a new adventure, a journey into the Norse underworld called Hell, a vision quest fueled by madness and myth, a fantasy that was created by Senua's own mind, and one that we would experience through her eyes.
This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
To make a game about a warrior with psychotic mental illness as its central theme was fraught with danger. Mental illness such as psychosis is still taboo and rarely acknowledged in a century of cinema, never mind the new medium of games. Where it does feature, it often conflates psychosis and psychopathy associated with a lack of empathy. Used interchangeably in media. I must admit that I didn't have to look very far to discover my own ignorance of the subject. So we reached out to Paul Fletcher, psychiatrist and professor of health neuroscience at University of Cambridge.
Psychosis is a descriptive term, and it refers to having a loss of contact with objective reality. So it's characterized by two main sets of symptoms. One of them is hallucinations, where somebody experiences perceptions when there is no actual objective thing out there to perceive.
You're already dead. Who are you?
And the other is delusions, where somebody comes to very often bizarre, unpleasant, frightening beliefs when there's no good evidence in favor of them.
There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim. And the goddess Hela holds his soul there.
これも結構長いのかな。
A biomedical research charity that spends billions on research and awareness programs aimed at improving health.
Mental health hasn't always been presented in the media in a way that is particularly helpful. It can be challenging to engage people with the subject matter, and there are a lot of preconceived ideas about mental health, and particularly schizophrenia and psychosis. So we hope our support allows the team to continue to collaborate with Paul Fletcher and with those who have experience of psychosis to create a game that provides a fresh perspective on the condition and allows audiences to engage with it in a way that just wouldn't be possible in any other medium.
でも解説ないとこれは全くわからないぞ。
convinced me that we were only scratching the surface of a deep and interesting subject that could enrich and change the very nature of the game.
That's cool. Thanks so much for coming here.
Pleasure. Thanks. It was really interesting for me, and I'd love to be involved. I think it's fascinating.
Our understanding of psychosis is still very much a mystery, and ways of treating it are still
字幕はしっかりローカライズしてるよね、これね。
suffering caused by physical diseases or physical trauma. It is not so easy to see the mental suffering and trauma of severe mental illness. But what if we could find a way to see it? Games are capable of drawing you in for hours on end, playing the role of a character who is different from you, experiencing their perspective, and actively involving you in a world that functions with a different set.
でも日本で売れるゲームではねえかな。
If we were to represent Senua's psychosis, we would have to simulate voice hearing, a common attribute. But how can we simulate something we have no first-hand experience of? Professor Charles Fernyhough, a leading expert in voice hearing from Durham University, offered his help.
Hearing voices is an experience that is usually associated with severe mental illness, and crucially we know that hearing voices is a part of ordinary life for many people who don't meet the criteria for mental illness.
Yeah. Oh, that's not him in real life.
We know voices vary according to where they appear in space. Voices can appear far away in the distance, they can appear right there in your ear, they can seem to be coming from inside.
Based on the information Professor Fernyhough provided, I put together a sound brief and invited some actors to the studio. We recorded the actors using a binaural microphone, which records the 3D spatial position of sound, replicating the way sound is heard by human ears. It gives you an incredible sense that the person you are listening to is right there beside you.
Can't see how she's going.
Rachel Waddingham from the Voice Collective came to our studio with 2 young voice hearers to speak to our team. We talked at length about their experiences, and they listened to our tests, giving us feedback on how we could improve on it.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
It's very hard to represent what this experience is like, partly because it's such a personal, intense, emotional experience. It's testament to how Ninja Theory have been listening to what the researchers are saying, but also, crucially, listening to the experts by experience. What they've come up with is so compelling. It's by far the best representation I've heard of what these experiences are like.
Other common attributes of psychosis are visions and flashbacks. We met with Recovery College East, who work with and care for people recovering from severe mental disorders. A group of service users gave us their first-hand account of what they experienced. The people we spoke to, the stories they told were fascinating, harrowing, and mind-boggling. The reality of we went away.
いや、怖えわ、俺の部屋にそんないたら。
お先に失礼します。おやすみ。あまりさん。
はい、おやすみなさい。どうも。
天井近くにいっぱいいるよ。
いや、怖えわ。やめろよ。
I just wanna feel deeper, deeper. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper. Hands feel now, my heart is so far away. Don't you know how I wanna feel deeper?
この部屋でも字幕出してくんねえんだろ。
To refine our work, we continue to hold meetings with Recovery College East over the course of a year and a half, showing them what we had achieved so far and refining the in-game representations based on their feedback. With their help, flashbacks, visions and changes in perception were woven into the story.
The students that are involved in this project are incredibly excited about being involved. They have described the experience as being important because it values their lived experience and shows that despite what we have been through, all of that experience becomes valid, that actually it's something that we should all be talking about.
The experiences described range from beautiful to frightening beyond comprehension. I heard of a girl who has to live with an angry voice screaming at her, slamming on her doors and walls 24 hours a day. I met someone who would often see hanging corpses in a room, so real that she would sometimes try to rescue them. The panic and fear that comes with such visions is entirely understandable, and it can be a living horror for some.
Worthless, weak, pathetic. Go on, feel sorry for yourself, because there is no one left to do that for you.
I was urged by one fellow that we should not shy away from showing this horror, and so I was perpetually torn in making Hellblade. Had we gone too far with our representations or not far enough?
Broken and lost. Just like your soul.
Come on.
In some ways, voice hearing and visions were the low-hanging fruit, so to speak. There's another aspect of psychosis that is much harder to explain, but one that I think video games are uniquely able to represent, which
They begin to link things that most people wouldn't link. Most of the things that we might think would be coincidence or, not worth commenting on. Nevertheless, that might have a particular salience or importance for them.
One individual described how everyday words, sounds, colours and objects were steeped in meaning to him, forming a strange and sinister puzzle that he was determined to solve but could not quite get to the bottom of.
It's not just brain dysfunction. It's not like the system shut down. It's actually an incredibly creative process. The person creates a world populated with voices and phantasms and terrors, and they're completely immersed in it. They believe in it.
We often invite people into the studio to play
実際これだったら本当にまともに生活できないよな。
much of the game, making associations between runes, secret messages, and the threat of darkness that stalk them. There are many things that happen in the world of Hellblade that make perfect sense within the context of Senua's mind. The dark rot that's killing her slowly from within, the secret runes of the gods that block her path to Helheim, and strange associations that exist in the game to confuse you. To complete Senua's quest, you have to internalize and accept the logic and meaning behind these things to progress. Afterwards they said that they didn't see much evidence of mental illness in the game. People with delusions of all sorts would argue the same thing, that they are not aware of their experience being abnormal in any way.
I need this sword. It's important.
Representing perception changes and thinking patterns within Hellblade gives us a set of symptoms common in psychosis. But people with lived experience were keen to emphasize another point, that it is wrong to define a person by their symptoms. Quite often, the illness comes not from the symptoms, but from the stigma, isolation and mistreatment that comes about from the rest of society.
They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
I needed someone to portray Senua, someone who could believably internalize her suffering. Melina Jurgens, our video editor, had been a stand-in for Senua over a few months while we perfected our motion capture techniques. Without realizing it, she had already auditioned for the role, and I knew her well enough to know that I didn't have to teach her to act, but to relive her own internal pain. As often is the case, those who have suffered mental anguish are never far from us. My hope is that by creating a compelling and aspirational character and someone who feels very comfortable in a fantasy setting, We can provide a lens into her reality, a different one to yours, and this is where storytelling comes into play. I imagined her life based on common threads in real people's lives. She was always prone to psychosis. Mother Galena also heard voices and had visions, so perhaps there was a genetic aspect. Or perhaps it was cultural, as she lived within a world without science, of gods and superstition, as exemplified by her druid father Zimbal. Psychosis developed in her late teens to early 20s and was exacerbated by stigma and isolation at the hands of the clansmen and her father.
顔違うよね、ゲームの中のとはやっぱ。
The trauma of seeing her lover Dillian sacrificed tips her over the edge, making her remodel her reality around a concept that connects everything: the darkness. So the question, is what Sarah's experience is real, can only be answered by saying, yes, it is real. It is her reality.
All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
Towards the end of the project, service users and professionals that had collaborated with us were invited to see the near-final game. It was a chance to see if the game had reflected their views or if it had misrepresented them.
For me, being involved in especially developing Senua's character has been really important, and being able to bring in my perspective and what I see and what I hear, and having that built into the game has been a real privilege. It's gritty.
しかしマシュマロ系ばっかりだね。
And there are some tough subjects in there that are being tackled with honesty.
I was blown away by it today, absolutely blown away. It was just fantastic to get the opportunity to use our lived experience in a very creative way. There's nothing tokenistic about the work we've put in. It feels like we've been listened to, things have been taken on board, and I think there was a lot of realism in the game itself, and it feels very authentic.
Hellblade will give people a good experience of what it's like to hear voices and have those experiences. I'm glad that the guys at Ninja Theory kind of asked us to come along and help the building.
こういうの見てると本当に海外と日本のゲームの捉え方が違うよな。
I think all the way through, I was really inspired by how the conversations have translated into the game in a way that I think I didn't imagine was possible. So wonderful, really wonderful.
I really hope that others will follow the lead they've set and use the power of video games to
こういうゲームマジで
increase understanding.
精神疾患系だとなんかなんだっけかインディーのもあるよね。なんとかナイトメア。
For me, it was really exciting to see something that I explore scientifically being represented so beautifully in a character who's trying to penetrate the mysteries of the environment in which they've been placed, with all of this strange uncertainty and noise and conflicting information that they're getting. I'm very excited to try to represent mental illness, because I think it actually might be offering us insights that we wouldn't get from pure scientific explorations, and actually giving us quite an empathic view of what it might be like.
Mental illness has been with us for as long as we have been on this planet, but why? Why hasn't evolution stamped out this weakness from within our gene pool? I often pondered this question until I realized that the question had an impact. It assumes that being and thinking differently is a weakness. The only reason we have computers, spacecraft, medicine, poetry, art, and yes, even video games is because individuals are able to simulate new abstract realities in their minds and share them with the rest of us. We need people to be willing to see differently in order for us to progress and survive as society. And we need to be open to
う
these
な
new
てみさ
ways
ん
of seeing.
今はこうい
And
う
it is
のあ
this
るって
spirit
わかるが
that
古代の
motivates
人
me
は
to
ほんと
create
大
some
変だろう
story
な
and share it with others.
ね。あ、これで終わりかな。終わった。いやー、お疲れ様でした。しかし一日で終わったな。
ルナテミさん、考察サイト見ないとまだまだわからんなこれ。
ね。
このゲームは終わりね。
このゲームは終わりねじゃねえ。終わりだよ。放送終わりだよ。配信終わりだよ。
みるみるさん、なんで
なんで
勉強が聞こえた。アスキーさん。ルナテミさん、朝あるもんね。
朝あるもんね。朝あるから。最近でも月曜日サボってんだけど。いや、まだできるじゃないよ。なんでとりあえずあれだな、日本では売れないゲームかもしんないな。これじゃ日本でね。低評価人になってくさ。本当だ。まあ別にいいけどさ。
俺らを踏まえて最初からやり直す感じ。
いやいや、やり直さねえわ。多分あれだよ、YouTube かなんかに上がってるよ、きっと。
君にアンチが育ってるじゃないか。アスキーライさん。ルナテミさん、まあこの作品は日本にはきついわな。
ね。ああ。無理だろうな。YouTube あたりで解説してるのあるんじゃないの？
日本人は夏色ハイスクールやっとけってことですかね。
ああ、そうそうそう。夏色ハイスクールやっとけよ。
ルナテミさん、最後の方めっちゃ意味不明だったし。
相性がなんかな。
同じ本体のゲームなんですよ。アスキーアー
ね、
トさん。
全然違うよ、グラフィックが。最初はなんだか彼氏に会いに行くみたいな感じだったけど、途中からなんだかわけわかんなくなってきた。 何回かプレイすると分かってくるのがね。
彼氏が読んで精神病で全部幻覚でしたみたいな。アスキーアートさん。
そういうことなんかね。途中から母ちゃんの話も出てきたよね。難しいわ。難しい。
ルナテミさん、実際は違う人間か見えない何かと戦ってたのかな。
なんだろうね。あくまで幻覚を見てたっていう話なのかね。
ルナテミさん、でも彼女からしたらそれが現実なんだろうな。
中度の精神疾患って言ってたもんな。そこまで幻覚見ちゃうと本当にまともに生活はできないよな。
めでたしめでたしでしたね。
めでたしだったんだかわかんないけど。なんか難しいゲーム。難易度がじゃなくてね。じゃあまあ終わりですよ。お疲れした。お疲れした。いや、絵じゃないよ。絵じゃないわ。終わりです。
休憩か、アスキーアート。
いや、休憩かじゃねえ。休憩じゃねえ。終わりだよ、終わり。幻聴かなじゃねえよ。幻聴じゃねえよ。何ゲームのやつに乗っかってんの？何が幻聴かな。いや、カレーライスもういらねえわ。本当に今時珍しいの、成長要素とかも一切ない。アドベンチャーメインのアクションみたいな感じ。
モロさんは今から放送するんだよ。今までのは全部妄想だよ。アスキーアートさん。
はい、お疲れした。お疲れ
手に行ったのね。123。
彼の骸骨捨てに行ったの。いや、最初は捨てに行くのが目的じゃなかったんじゃないの？まあ最終的に捨ててたけどね。なんか救えないとか言い出して。 はい。理解できてないよね。難しい。
最終的に切ったねって言って捨てちゃったアスキーアートさん。
いや、切ったねとは言ってねえよ。次何やっかね。シャドウハーツも、まあ、ボダラも終わってねえもんな。
一貫性がないのも疾患のせい。122歳。
うん、かもしんないね。そういうことなのかもしれない。
やったー、自枠だー、アスキーアートさん。
いや、やんねえよ。自枠やんねえよ。寝るよ。朝やれるかな。どうだろう。わかんない。最近月曜サボってっからな。ほんところ。
あと2時間だけお願い。
いや、無理。終わり。お疲れした。
濁したからやらねえな、これは。ルナテミさん、無理くない。
無理くないね。お疲れ様ですよ。
おつい幻覚見ろよ。
幻覚は見たくねえよ。はい、お疲れした。
おつ売り虫。
はい、どうもお疲れ様でした。
おつ128
はい、
歳。
お疲れ様です。
みるさん、達者である。
ね、達者であるじゃない。はい、どうもお疲れ様です。